struggle is real. It's me versus me, the struggle is real. Why don't you choose yourself? Choose yourself right now. It's me versus me, the struggle is real. The struggle is real. Don't waste your life. The struggle is real. Hey, my shirt doesn't fit anymore, but I think I figured out how to add a solution. Hair clippies. How about that? Tonight we have a great show for you that you don't want to miss. But to recap, last week we had the fabulous Christine By talking about the inflammatory response some foods can give us. So please go watch that show, Series 1, Episode 6. The week before Series 1, Episode 5, we had Jenny Greer, family therapist, talking about the mental anguish we have dealing with our weight issues. And tonight, live and in person, a Mama's Touch, very own Mama Peggy Kimball-Grooms, who is in the house tonight to share some very enlightening ideas and mental calisthenics. Terry Keel, who was on Series 1, Episode 4, who has lost 65 pounds, along with Mama, will roundtable talk about the 6 reasons we don't succeed in our weight loss fitness journey. And you won't want to miss our cooking segment as we make a very yummy, low-cal, low-carb, crunchy treat. So let's get right to the show. It's time for a Mama's Touch. Okay, now we're back and we're going to look at how she cleans her disposal, and you don't think about it being dirty. And a Mama's Touch and a Mama's Corner, this is a really important thing. I'm ready.
And I don't know what's in it. I cleaned it last night.
You did? But shouldn't be that dirty, huh?
Well, it was before everybody came, and we had about 14 people here last night.
Mm-hmm. And you want to make sure that it's off.
Oh, please. Okay. Take a picture of that.
Yep. There you go.
It's always goes in this. So I'm cleaning everything like this, and I go around the crack here.
That's a big deal.
I go around the crack. I go around the cracks, cracks. Then can you get in here?
I can.
So I get right down in here.
I can't fit in there, but yeah, I got it. No, I got you.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so I get right down under here. Like this, and down as far as I can go, all around in there. It will not hurt you. Never will hurt you. And when I come out, well, that's how dirty it got from last night. That's how dirty it got from last night. All right, so you can see how dirty a disposal will get in even 2 or 3 days. And so when I'm cleaning it up every 2 or 3 days, I just go down in there and get it up. Doesn't hurt you. You get throw this away. Always just throw it away.
Yeah.
And then the disposal, this is what it's for. And I just rinse it. And you can get these in the stores. They're cheap.
I love that kind. I haven't seen that kind before. We have at my house, but they're more wire.
I've got wire ones too, but this one catches and it's better.
Yeah, I can see, and it's easier to clean too.
Yeah, and I like that.
Yep, I like that. Okay, we got the disposal ready.
All right.
I hope that you enjoyed that video from my Mama's Touch, a Mama's Touch, because she just loves to share things that will make our lives better. And she's always done that for everybody that I know, which is why she is perfect for this show. And today I would like to welcome her. Now, we had her first on the Zoom, and then we have her in videos. And last week you saw her doing a live video with my dad, and they did that all by themselves, which was the cutest thing ever. And today she is actually climbed these stairs to be in the studio with us today. So I would like to welcome a Mama's Touch, my mama, Peggy Kimball-Grooms. Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm fine.
It's so exciting to have you here.
It's scary.
It's scary. Well, it is a little scary, but it's actually just me and you talking. So, what I wanted you to come today for is to let people know you've always had an idea of how you wanted to live your life, and you've always eaten well. You've not exercised probably as much as you needed
Never.
to, but your food intake is what we're talking about today, and how you have always tried to eat the best. And talk to us, or just talk to me about how, what shaped your attitude back many years ago. What shaped your attitude to take care of yourself like you have? Because you look fabulous. You're 81 years old. You just turned 81.
In October.
And you look amazing. And you've always been trim. Yes, you didn't get over maybe 140, 150, but you've always been trim. You've never been overweight like I've been overweight. So what has shaped your thought process with this? How's that happened?
My family, they always watched what they did and what they ate. Always. And that was just what they did, and they always took care of themselves. My grandmother had 9 kids, and every one of them, the whole family did that. And my dad's family, they were all trim. That's what they did. They watched their weight. They brushed their teeth. They did everything.
So you had talked about, and that's true, because a couple of episodes ago, we were talking about genetics. That was with Jeannie Greer on episode 5. And so she was talking about genetics, being obese could be a genetic issue as well. So it's something that, and so I had to think back. On your side of the family, everyone was trim and always was trim. I don't know of anyone in the Snow family or Stewart or any of those Kimballs that were ever overweight at all. And then I got my dad's side, which is the groom side, and a lot of them, not all of them, are overweight, but most of us are overweight. Well, I don't know, maybe half. So I wonder if there is some kind of genetic to that, because now, not to give any fault to genes for my problems, and I call them my problems. So I think that a genetic makeup, I might have been a genetic makeup for that, but that's why it might even be harder for me to combat my weight issues. But there was something that you always said that Merle talked about. And so tell me about that pie thing. There's a pie thing you talk about.
Merle, well, I grew up with Merle, and I grew up with Blanche, and they
Those
always,
your aunts.
both of my aunts, neither one of them had children, and they took me as their little chicken.
That's right.
And I was the only one Mama could have, and so that's where we were. And every time we'd eat, I'd say, Merle, don't you want some of that? And she'd say, no, I won't. Don't. And then I said, why don't you eat stuff like that? And she says, okay, if I gain a pound, that's okay. But if I keep gaining a pound, it adds up. And she said, if it was just 1 pound a month or 2, it's going to add up. 1 pound a month is 12 pounds.
12 pounds a year.
Yeah. But if it's 1 pound every 2 or 3 months, over a year or 2, you're going to get heavier.
And she never was heavy. She always ate she always ate like diligent, like she wanted to stay healthy, and she always was healthy. Merle was the same way. That's true.
Blanche.
And Blanche, and you've always
and Mama
said that, yeah. And so I love that part, is because when you think about, you're going to eat something today, And like Thanksgiving is coming. Well, actually, Thanksgiving is over, but Christmas now is coming. And so we've eaten all this stuff and we think, oh, it's just one piece of pie or it's just this or it's just that. But if we take on that attitude, we could be very cautious about gaining it back. That would be a better way to think about it.
Right.
Yeah. Is there anything else that you can think of that shaped your like you eat healthy, you worry about all the preservatives and foods and things like that. So tell me how that has come about for you.
Well, we always did that, but used to, we didn't know anything about preservatives or
true.
anything, so we just ate most everything. But we always ate healthy.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't just eat macaroni and cheese, and should I say that?
Yes, you should.
Okay. But we stayed out of macaroni and cheese and mashed potatoes, and just if it's going to be putting weight on you, we just would go around it
Mm-hmm.
and just make healthier choices.
Mm-hmm.
We always did, except my dad, and he always wanted fried stuff, and if it didn't rattle, he wouldn't eat it.
But he never was thin. He never was heavy either.
He got heavy. You were little.
Mm.
He got heavy, and turned out he was type 2 diabetes, and he was eating everything he wanted to eat.
Mm-hmm.
And when he found out, he stopped what he was doing. And I don't know how he lived with the fried foods, but he liked everything fried.
Now, my grandfather, her dad, was Edward Kimball of Kimball Lumber Company here in Paris, and he is a great man, and he was definitely trim though when the whole time I knew him. So we talked about a lot about this either pay now or later, and so I have to go back to that. So you asked me what that means, and I'm going to explain a little bit about either pay now or later, which is what you've always done, and I'm just going to talk to the camera a little bit and explain a little bit about either pay now or later. So whenever, like you've always paid now because you have always been so conscious about your health. And so you paid for your health now for your entire life so that you can either pay now and so like somebody will say, well, I can't afford a gym membership. Well, can you afford blood pressure medicine? Can you afford diabetes medicine? Can you afford not being able to go to work? Let's see. So gym membership, $20-30. Medicine, maybe $500 a month. So either pay now. You either pay now for your health when you have it to keep it, or you pay later with losing it. And a lot of people pay with their life. They die because they're premature. And a lot of times people think, oh, well, when my time's up, my time's up. But sometimes I'm not so sure that that's exactly right, because I don't think we're supposed to prematurely die because we didn't take care of ourselves. We didn't exercise, we didn't eat right, things like that. So you have always paid now so that you didn't have to pay later in a bad way. So is there any thoughts about that for sure on that?
You have to have the right mindset. When I decided I liked turnip greens, everything, you'd rather eat cake, whatever, but I decided I liked it. And so I'd go to it. I go to the meats that are not fried. I go to everything that is healthy. And I just always have. And one thing about it, you're talking about gaining weight. I've always stepped on the scales every morning, and I've put down if I went up a pounder, and that's just kind of might be obsessive, yes. But it's what I did. I just go in, get on the scales, and see. And then because I'm a fast weight gainer if I eat, if I just,
let yourself go.
Yes, and it's not that well, sometimes I binge, but not very often, like at the restaurant.
Yeah, you don't binge very often at all. And so since I've started weighing every day, which I never did before until I started this healthier lifestyle, lifestyle change, I never did weigh before, but now I weigh every day. It does make a huge difference.
Yes.
And Terry, the one that's going to be coming on in a little bit, in just a few minutes, she told me that she weighs every day. And even until she said that, she doesn't know how much I watch her. But even until she said that, I didn't weigh every day. But when she said, I weigh every day, I was like, why don't I weigh every day? Well, you know what? You can tell a lot about yourself when you weigh every day. You can tell if you're gaining water weight because you've eaten too much salt. If you there's just so many things that you can tell about your weight and how you're doing. So let me think if there's anything else. Is there anything else that you would like to say, that you would like to share with people that would really ring something in their minds to keep them on track, which is what we're trying to do here, is stay on track with our walking, with our exercise, with our fitness, and with our food? What would you say to anybody that's listening that would need that something that's going to spark them to do better?
I've always been a couch potato, and I did get up to 153. And no, I just was not in good shape at all. And the first time we ever went walking, this is just for exercise. Can I talk about that?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Because I think that's the biggest part of my life right now, is getting in shape. And the first time, my husband's been walking for years. He ran to town. He's always done that. And he kept saying, go walking with me. Well, I didn't want to sweat. I didn't want to have to do this, do that. People get lots of excuses. But anyway.
That's a pay now or later. You could pay for it later in a bad way, but go ahead.
Yes. And so I just thought it was, well, the first time I went walking, because I've got a bad back now. That didn't have anything to do with eating, I don't think. And I've got osteoporosis really bad because my body doesn't absorb calcium. And I've drank milk my whole life.
But you also had chemo.
Yeah.
And so that might have a lot to do with your absorption as well.
Could be, yeah. But I always wondered why in the world. But anyway, he said, let's go walk. And finally I said, okay. So when I walked out of the driveway, which is short, and started going, we've got a little, that much, I cried all the way to Elvis. And she's just in earshot. I can holler and she can hear me.
That's true.
I cried all the way. That's how bad a shape I was in.
Wow. That's not been too long ago either.
3 years.
3 years.
And I was 142 then.
Now, you've always eaten healthy, but you've never
Never
been fit.
exercise.
Never
You always told me,
exercised.
you said, Mama, get out and exercise. I said, I'm not going to exercise. I can lose weight. I used to go on Weight Watchers.
You did?
I used to stay on the diet.
I remember that.
So I never did get big. I never even thought about it. I did go to Weight Watchers. I did several others. And 142 for me, I'm a 5'1". I'm pudgy.
That's a lot.
I am pudgy. And so I just cried all the way. And I said, I can't do this. I was crying. And we went back home. I cried all the way back home. And the next day we tried it again. And I got up to over 2 miles and in good time. And now I can walk like you wouldn't believe.
You absolutely
I can outwalk just about anybody.
You can nearly outwalk me.
And I love the exercise. I love everything about it. And you just, when you think you can't do it, get up and do it.
That's right. Because you feel better. It helps with depression. It helps with moods.
I'm mild bipolar.
But it does help. And you even appear to me different when and the other day we talked about you had quit walking. And I said, Mama, have you quit walking? And you said, yes. And I could tell that you quit walking because you were in a depression. So you're exactly right to get up and move and to pay now or later. And let's get this show on the road and get our health in check. So thank you so much for talking to us about this. And always remember that one piece of pie adds to another piece of pie adds to another piece of pie till you are 10 pounds, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. And when I started, however much I was overweight, so what, 35, I don't know, 55, 60, 65, 70 pounds. So, it creeps up on you, but it really doesn't. You know you're doing it, and you know when you have to buy bigger clothes, and you know when you have to wear bigger shirts, and you know when you got to wear all black too. So
How much time we got?
go one more time.
All these people are saying I can't do it because I'm sick. I am sick too. I've got vertigo really bad.
Yes.
I don't know which way's up. Everything's moving around right now. The seat's going this, just like this. The whole thing's going just like this. And I've got a lot wrong with me, a lot that diet didn't have to do with.
That's true.
And get up and do it anyway because it'll make you feel so much better. And people say, I can't do it. I've got fibromyalgia, I can't move. The more you move, the better it gets. I've got arthritis. And it's just, you can't, I'll be like this. I'd be in a wheelchair right now if I didn't move.
You are so right.
I would be in a wheelchair.
That's right. Well, I was going to say, this shirt that I'm wearing today is a shirt that I've worn for years. And I put it on today because I've worn this for years, but I never took it seriously. And I'd actually outgrown it to where I couldn't wear it anymore. So I'm thankful that I can get back in it. And it's fun to wear lighter color clothes now that I've lost some weight. It feels better. And you always say, why do you always wear black? Because it makes you look slimmer. So, but now I'm wearing different colors and I'm appreciative of that very much.
Can I say something else?
And one more, go for it.
I am so proud of you.
Aw.
I am so proud of you, and you've started wearing lighter colors. You lead praise and worship at our church, and she's always up there in black and long things. And now she started dressing pretty, and it's just, I'm so proud of you.
Thank you. And thank you for all your teachings. I haven't listened my whole life, but I am now. So I appreciate it. Thank you for not giving up on me.
I'm never going to give up.
That's right. That's right. So I want to thank you. And now we have our next guest. We're going to have like a round table to talk about the 6 top reasons of why. And I took a poll from different people and asked what the 6 reasons are why we don't succeed. And we might succeed for a little while, but then again, we don't continue to succeed, and we don't ever, get our fitness and our weight loss under control. So right now I'd like to introduce, or actually she was on episode 4, Terry Keel. Hi, how you doing?
Doing great. Good to see you.
Good to see you too.
Momma.
Good to see you. Am I going to get to sit in on
You
this?
are going to get to sit in on this.
They didn't tell me what we were going to do.
This is what we're doing. Yeah.
I thought that my time was over.
Well, we're going to talk to you about this too, because you have not, you've battled your eating because you did Weight Watchers and things like that, but you've always battled fitness.
Yes.
So when we talk about not just eating,
Uh-huh.
we're talking about the 6 reasons why we don't work out.
Oh,
Okay?
that's it. Uh-huh.
The 6 reasons of why we don't get fit. The 6 reasons why we don't do what we need to do to take care of ourselves. So number 6, we talked about this on Good Day Paris. We did the first 3, and then we were going to come back with the other 3, and we never have done that before. So today we're going to do that, and I thank you for showing up and coming to be with us today. So number 6 was time. And so tell me how number 6 was, our excuse was time. We don't have enough time. So can you enlighten me a little bit on the time thing? You've lost 65 pounds.
Yes.
And you did that with Optavia.
Optavia. Yeah.
I always do that.
Yes.
And you're a beautiful woman. And
Thank
your
you.
pictures before and now are just stunning
Shocking.
and shocking at the same time.
Yes.
And you have kept it off. You're doing well. You look fabulous.
Thank you.
And I'm going to look like you one of these days.
That's right. You sure are. You're almost there.
So tell me what you think time is of essence. Why would that be a reason why we could not succeed?
I believe that when people say they don't have the time, it's a very poor excuse. I think we always have time for what we want to do. So if we are not healthy, we make the time. And that was my purpose, was that I wasn't healthy. And, you know, I was 70 years old and I knew that I needed to get serious. And in the past, I might have said, well, I just don't have the money, or, you know, I don't have the time to make the money. But when it's a priority and you're ill, you make the time.
You're so right.
Yes.
Wow. Because that's the either pay now or later.
Exactly.
You're going to have to pay later.
That's exactly
whether
right.
you do it good or whether you do it bad.
Right.
Now, some people pay because it's not their own fault. Now, we're not talking
Well,
about
and it
those
sometimes
people.
isn't, you know, I come from a mother who was always her whole life overweight. When she was younger, she wasn't. But then once she hit about 50, that was it. She was, you know, until 83 when she passed. She was very unhealthy, would eat all kinds of foods that shouldn't be eaten. And so I didn't really have anybody teaching me. And from a young age, rice, sugar, and milk was a morning food, and then toast with butter and cinnamon.
Yeah.
And so everything that I was given as a child, we're not responsible for what our parents feed us. So it becomes a habit, and you have to unlearn that habit, and you need to take the time to do that.
I love it.
And you finally come to a place where you say, I'm ready. Now, I haven't been overweight my whole life. I was very thin. I was a size 1 for many years. But after having children, I gained weight.
Right.
And then I just enjoyed food. And I enjoyed being in that habit of overeating, and pies were great.
Yeah.
You know, cookies were great.
And bread
Crackers,
is no problem.
and I am a breadaholic. Just the smell of a yeasty bread makes me nuts. So I had to learn and reteach myself, you know, the different aspects of eating properly. And it's very important, because if you're eating starches and things like that, it shoots up your insulin, which causes you to be ill. It can cause not just weight gain, but you can actually get swollen. But it's really horrible what happens. And you do need to educate yourself on what is and isn't good for you. I'm so proud to hear your story. It's just wonderful. She was encouraged, you know, and your family led you in a very good path.
Yeah,
And that
they
is
did.
such a beautiful thing. Not all of us had that.
That's true.
So, like you said, sometimes it's just not your fault, but it is your fault once you became an adult,
Aware.
and then you became aware that you were now unhealthy and you needed to get healthy. Well, what does healthy look like? And how do I do that? Where do I start?
Right. Wow, I love it. Okay, that's fabulous. And now this number 5 thing is cost. So, Mom,
Yes.
you made chicken last week on our show, and you had these 2, it might have been 3 huge chicken breasts.
Started out with 3.
I think you said they were like $8 or $9 or $11. I think
$8
$8 because they were on sale.
From 12 something.
That's right. And you guys probably ate on that whole. You probably still have some in the freezer even.
Oh,
With
yes,
that
I
much
do.
Food.
Yes, I do.
So when we talk about cost, now I know that in my home, we thought we were doing good by eating the dollar menu, and I've talked about that before. But now when we do Walmart, we order things online, and that way we don't go down the sugar aisle or the cookie aisle, because we're not at that point yet where
Sure.
we've made that
That's right.
that we
The
got
transition.
where that doesn't bother me, like the
Right.
smell of bread.
Right.
Pie will always bother you.
Yeah.
It'll bother me too.
Yeah.
Smell of pie, whatever, banana pudding. But anyway,
To be specific.
So we order things online and then we just go and pick it up and then we don't have to go in and see all that. But you guys have a cost-effective way of doing things at your house. And how do you, because Dad, I think, watches the sale papers. Y'all watch the sale paper for the roast and all that stuff, don't you?
Yes.
No, he doesn't do coupons. He doesn't
No.
go to Kroger's.
He does do coupons.
He does
yes,
do coupons.
Yes,
He's
we live
learned
on
how
coupons.
to do coupons.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yes. He saves a lot. One thing about Kroger's is you can see how much you saved when you get through.
Yeah, that's
It's on
true.
your ticket. He comes home and he's looking at his ticket. He's the cutest thing. He's the cutest thing.
Y'all can eat off of nothing. That's for
Yeah,
sure.
we really can.
Yeah. So we think that is that's that it costs more. Number 4 is procrastination. So what do y'all think about procrastination? What do you think about putting off walking, fitness? How do you feel about
Story of my life.
procrastination? It is
About everything.
everything.
I'm ADD. I'm not ADHD. That might be better.
But you put it off because you think okay, so Rhonda Hart, one of our contestants, by the way, I haven't told y'all, Missy, we started her last week. As a participant, she lost, I think, 5 or 6 pounds last week, first week.
Wow, that's
was
wonderful.
amazing.
Good for you, Miss.
So
Keep it up.
Yes, absolutely. So procrastination, we do put it off. And as Rhonda says, I'm 70 years old. Well, I'm not going to be 70 till the end of this month, but I'm going to be 70. You can hear her saying that, right?
Oh, yes.
And then she says, I don't have the long-term plan anymore. So we don't have a long-term plan anymore, right?
It's not a long term because we're not going to be here very long.
You're 80, you're 70, and I'm 60. Well, you're
Yeah.
81, you're 71,
71.
I'm 61.
There you go.
So that's crazy. Okay, so 61, 71, 81.
And Billy's 84. He could almost be up here.
We don't have a long-term goal, right? We don't have long-term. We don't have 50 years or 40 years or 30 years to get this right. We have to get it right now. I love that. Okay. Impatient. We get very impatient. So you took a walk the first day to the mailbox, and then the next day you went up. But you saw the little bit of light every day when you're walking.
I didn't see it until I tried to go walking.
Until you tried to go walking.
That's the point. If you can get started, I wouldn't for years. We've been in that house 47 years, and Billy went walking every day. And I never did until 3 years ago. So that was 44. I've been in that house.
Wow.
Before I started walking. And we've got the walk, and we've got beautiful roads.
Yes.
And that you can walk on, and never did.
So impatient, though, in the weight issue is we want to see it now. We're a instant gratification people now. We didn't used to be that way, but we still get impatient even back then. So we just need to learn how to be more patient with ourselves. Number 2, that's my big one, is self-sabotage. You get scared. You say, oh, I've lost this much weight, but what if I can't lose the rest of it? What if I fail? Like this TV show right here. It's a scary thing for me to be here because I'm on the weight loss with you. What if I fail? What if I don't do what I'm supposed to do? What if I don't lose the weight I'm supposed? What if everybody loses around me and I'm still the same? So fear of self-sabotage is a huge thing. How do you feel about that?
Well, it's hard for me to relate to that, actually. I am not a procrastinator. I have a very tenacious spirit when I've made my mind up. So I would say I don't entertain the what ifs about it. I have made up my mind. The decision is firm. I'm not willing to be unhealthy.
Wow.
And I'm not willing to be fat
Wow.
ever again.
Wow.
I will not see myself that way.
I love
and
that.
I don't want my husband to see me that way or my children to see me that way. And, we take on, like you're saying, self-sabotage. I don't self-sabotage either, but I'm disappointed in myself that I haven't been a better example for my children or for people that I love in the family. You know, I haven't been that good testimony. And so I really believe that we have got to come to a place where we make the decision, and then that decision is firm, and that is how we carry it out from there. Because like you said, we're all in the fourth quarter. You know, it's not like we've got the next 50 years, but we could have 30. You know, and so for the next 30 years, I'm looking at 100. You know, I'm happy to be thinner and in shape and healthy.
Wow.
So it's
Well, I love
really
that.
a mind thing.
Wow, that is awesome. So when you get up in the morning and you feel like I just don't want to go walk today, sometimes that's a self-sabotage too. It's not going to make me feel better. Well, I didn't feel better yesterday. I'm not really getting any better. So what's your thoughts about that? Do you feel that that's a self-sabotage when you just don't go? So, yeah. You think that's right?
I've got no comment.
That's that's funny.
I do that.
She's pleading the fifth.
I got no comment. Say your final answer.
Yeah.
Okay. And number one, our biggest one is the right diet for the right person.
Right.
Like
That's very important.
Your life change diet might not be the same as mine, and what you do might not be the same as mine. And we do have to give each of us, each person that's coming as a participant has their own thing that they're doing. And I'm trying to figure out, you know, is there something I can do to help them, help myself, whatever. We're going to start on this whole 30 thing from the inflammatory talk last week has changed the way we look at things. And so I think right after, well, we've already made a pact right after Thanksgiving, which we're fixing to start now, is we're going to do the whole 30 thing where we just get rid of a lot of the, and Christine, by the one that was here last week, she's been dealing with that inflammatory response her whole life. So this is going to be exciting. She knows so much about the inflammatory response of foods and how they work in our bodies.
Yes.
So we're real excited about
It's
getting
important
that
to know
started.
that.
Absolutely.
You know, and one thing I would say is that we start on any diet, name a million diets, but what do they all teach us? Push yourself away from that table.
It's me versus me.
It is you versus you. And you have got to make, again, that decision to, I have to tell you a really funny story. So, you know, I love bread, right? So I go to the store, I go into Kroger, and I walk up to the bagel aisle. And I'm really thinking, oh, a bagel with butter and lox, you know. And I'm standing there looking, the bagel is in my hand.
Wow. Okay.
The bagels are now in my hand, and I'm looking at them. I hugged it real tight, and I put it back on the shelf.
So cute.
And I said, I have loved you for so long, but I'm not doing you anymore. And I turned around and I wanted to shout in the aisle, hey, I beat the bagel crave. I beat the bagel crave. And I was so happy. I wanted to tell the lady shopping for crackers, I beat the bagel, you know, and I mean, I wanted to scream. And I just sat there with myself and said, nobody cares. Let's just go get the eggs. But it really was a personal attaboy, and it was you know, that moment. And we all have to do that with whatever it is that we crave like that, you know. And I was so proud of myself. And sometimes you have to just be by yourself in that moment.
Nah, sure.
Nobody's patting you on the back. Oh, you were so good. You just have to accept that and just keep moving. And you know, now I go back into the store, walk by the bagels, and I'm like,
no big deal.
Beat that.
Who are you? You know, it's funny when you say that because I was a smoker years ago.
Yeah.
And I was sitting out on my front porch smoking cigarettes. We smoked outside. And I had one in my hand, and and it was lit, and it was like this right here.
Yeah.
And it was in my fingers. And I was just sitting there watching the smoke come up. And I looked at it and I thought, and I said to the cigarette,
Right.
you have no feelings for me.
Right.
You do not care about me, nor could you ever care about me because you don't exist.
And you're not supporting me.
And I said to the cigarette, you have no hold on me if I don't allow you to have a hold on me.
That's right.
And so it was weird because it was like it was an item that had no life, no spirit, like this piece of paper. It has nothing to give me. It has nothing to fix my life or help my life. It was taking my life away.
Yes.
And I did not even realize that it was inanimate, like this shirt, like this chair. It does not feel for me. It does not care for me.
That's right.
But the bagels didn't care for you either.
No, they didn't.
And you know what? If you took on that attitude, if I took on that attitude, I could probably go back to Wednesday night church service because of potluck. Because I have to think, you know what? That piece of pie doesn't care if
It
I
doesn't
eat
help
it.
you. But you made a decision. See what I'm saying about the
Yeah.
decision? The decision was going between your right and left ear, and you acknowledged that bondage.
That's a bondage.
It was a bondage. And you also acknowledged the unhealthiness of it. And it started speaking to your spirit, and you were able to say, I don't need this anymore.
And I quit.
And everybody that is watching you now needs to realize this is how it happens. Me versus me is between your right and left ear.
That is the
And
truth.
you have got to listen to yourself. And I used to tell my nieces when they were little, you know, you need to know what to say when you talk to yourself. And they would say, well, what does that mean, Auntie? And I would say, stop saying the negatives and speak to yourself in the positives.
Wow.
Because they constantly were, you know, more negative than positive. And so we do need to train ourselves to speak like you did in that moment. Speak that positivity to you and tell yourself the truth.
But also tell the whatever has got a hold on you and a bondage on
That's
you
right.
that you do not own me.
That's right.
You do not care. So when they always say, you know, well, if you don't eat that, then some other kid's going to starve. I think that's the worst thing you can say to a kid. If you don't eat that, somebody else is going hungry. For me, now I won't tell a kid that to save my life because
that's
because
bullying.
That
and
is
guilty.
That is making them feel guilty and making them feel like they have to clean their plate. And this is one day I said this to somebody. They said, well, you need to eat that because you did this or what. I said, you know what? It's going to go to waste either way.
Right.
Whether I eat it and go to the bathroom or throw it in the garbage.
Give
it's
it to
waste.
the dogs.
So you know what? I'm done with this. And so I have to, when I finally decide I'm not going to eat that, I just don't. And I try not to waste food, but sometimes I do because I think I'm always in that habit. And then all of a sudden I sit down and say, uh-oh, I have really messed up. Now, do I need to save face and eat this so nobody thinks I'm a waster? Or do I need to just let it go?
Let it go.
Let it go.
Let
Just
it go.
push it away because I cannot live for everybody else judging what I'm doing on my plate.
Right. That's
I
right.
have to push it away and say, it's going to waste either way. It doesn't matter.
But there is also another way of looking at that. If you've made yourself too much to eat, which we do.
Yeah, we do.
When
'Cause
we're
used to
overweight,
it.
we're used to making, you know, they say buy a smaller plate so you keep things smaller. And that is very wise, which we did. And if you have overmade, put it in a baggie, throw it in the freezer, and you can have that later. I will give it to the dog, or I will put it in a baggie. And my fridge is full. You know, I mean, it helps you not overspend financially. It's very economical to do it that way. You know, so Yeah, stop the guilt, because we don't realize how bullied we have become.
You are the truth about that. That is
So
so
bullied
true.
by what we hear other people say.
And we do it to other people.
Yes, because we do
Because
what has been done.
We need to stop.
That's right.
We need to stop.
That's
and
right.
so I've got to stop bullying myself, because I bully myself as well.
Yeah,
Doesn't have
stop
to come
doing
from
it.
anybody else but myself.
That's right. And we just need to retrain our minds, unlearn that unhealthy, and start learning, know what to say when you talk to yourself, and be positive and encourage yourself. If you can be negative to yourself, I guarantee you can be positive to yourself.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
Well, I want to thank you both for being here for our, what I call the round table, is a round chair. Y'all have been great. Thank you so much for the insight and what you have been telling me all my whole life, and other people. That's why you're here, because you have so much to share. Thank you for coming back on the set with me and sharing all that, because it's very awesome. So we will be right back. So please stay tuned, as you don't want to miss our cooking segment. And while you're at it, grab you a chair and to sit in and for our workout, and get you either a ketchup bottle, or if you got some little weights or something like that. We're going to do a little workout together. So please stay tuned and watch this commercial break. We'll be right back. Are you struggling with your weight? Do you feel like your health is starting to fail and the fight is just too hard? Well, you're not alone. Many people are fighting the same battle every day. Some win battles, but few win the war. And why is it so hard to win? Because you're fighting against someone who knows you very well, someone who knows your weaknesses and your faults. And who is this enemy? It's you. It's me. That's where It's Me versus Me Life Change Challenge comes in. Hi, my name is Gary Boyd, and I would like to introduce you to a life change program that you can live with and love. What will it take for you to make the necessary changes to take your life back? You can either pay now or you can pay later. The choice is yours, but just know your life is worth it. Sign up to be a participant at itsmeversusme.tv and take back your life today. As the old saying goes, just choosing changes nothing, but deciding changes everything. So why not be a part of a group of people who have chosen life and will receive much encouragement and direction throughout the journey. And I'm right there with you, as I've lost 22 pounds so far, and my household has lost 90 pounds, so we know the struggle is real. Through high-tech 3D body scanning, It's Me versus Me can help take the guesswork out of your fitness and weight loss goals through periodic measurement of your progress. So if you're tired of being tired and watching the world go on without you, make the decision. If not now, then when? Log on to www.itsmeversusme.tv to find out more on how to become a participant. Space is limited, so act fast. Remember, the struggle is real. So let's fight this battle together and be our best selves. It's me versus me, the struggle is real. It's me versus me, the struggle is real. Well, welcome back to our cooking segment, and I'm going to have a little help by my mama. She has no idea what we're making, so this is going to be a lot of fun, so let's just dive right in. What we are making is little crunchy chips that are going to be, let me look at my list here, 32 calories, 9 carbs, and 2 proteins, and that's what we're going to make today. So, and they're really good. We've been doing them at home, and they're very low cal, low carb, and just gives you a little crunch, which is what we're missing when we're doing our life change. And so we decided to make these the other night, and this is what we came up with. So what we're going to use right here is we're going to use this spray butter, which has no carbs, no calories in it at all. So we're going to spray both sides of this little tortilla, and I'm going to show you what kind of tortilla we've got going on, and keep that from spraying on you, Mom. Sorry. He's backing up quick. And we're going to do both sides on these. We're going to make 5 different kinds. Whoops. And what's fun about that is you can have salt and you can have sweet because we're going to make both. All right. And that's our butter that we use. And what we're using today is the 0 net carb tortilla shells. And so once you cook them in the oven, they become little crunchies. And their calories are 25 per piece per tortilla shell. And then their carbs are 7 grams. And then their proteins are 2. They do have a little bit of protein, so I was very excited about that. So what we're going to do now is we're going to take this cocoa right here, and we are going to, we've got the Splenda. I don't know if you knew they made this or not, but Splenda brown sugar. And oh my goodness, these are really good because we made them last night at home, and I think you can see it there. And so 15 calories for a teaspoon, and then your carbs are 4. So that's what we're going to be using to do that. So we're just going to take a little bit of this cocoa and put in here like that. We might take a little bit more. And then we're going to take, it doesn't matter what kind, and we're going to take cinnamon, and we're going to put in this particular batch right here. And we're just going to shake some. That looks good. I think that's perfectly fine. And then we're going to stir it up. And I'd let you stir this up if you would, please. My handy dandy assistant. And we're just going to kind of mix it around. I have a half a teaspoon of this Splenda. Like I said, it's 15 calories for a whole teaspoon. So in both of these, we've got 30 calories. And then what we're going to do here is I'm going to go ahead and let you actually take this one and just, you're going to take it and you're just going to just rub it around and smash it down.
With my fingers?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yep. And you want to push it all the way down into this chip.
Like that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And we're going to put a little bit on the edge. There you go. Yep. Push it hard because it's got to stay on.
Oh.
There you go.
Doesn't want to stay on.
Yep. Now turn it over.
Oh, dear.
Mm-hmm.
Now I see why you're trying to put it on, because it's not. It's going to fall off.
It's fine. Now turn it over. It'll be fine. Yeah, we did this last night. It'll be good. Okay? Now you're just going to take and you're going to do the same thing with this one right here. And just smash all that in. There you go. And I'm going to do this one right here. This one is the, this one is the cinnamon.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to do it this way. No, this is chocolate. Chocolate's easier to work with than the cinnamon. And now I'm going to put it like this. And then we're going to take the, there we go. Then you're going to take the...
You got more on yours than I do.
The Parmesan cheese.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to put it on this one on both sides. Just shake it on there. Yep. There you go. Yep. Now push it down. Mm-hmm. And we would actually wash our hands or change our gloves in between so we didn't get the sweet on top. That's good. Now you're going to tip it over. Mm-hmm. Good.
I don't think it mattered that much.
That's perfect. Nope, that's great. That's perfect.
I mean, the sweets and the stuff.
Oh, yeah. Well, and then I'm going to take this ranch seasoning right here. And I'm going to put it on this one right here and sprinkle it on. Oh, these are so delicious. And then what I really found was cool was this little popcorn butter. And I'm going to put it on this one. And then I'm going to put it on that one. Now what happens is you got your whole mouth just explodes when you eat this. Now what we're going to do here is we're just going to cut it. Cut. That's all we do. We'll just roll it on there and we just cut them. Now remember, The smaller chips you make, the more you get to eat, right? I'm gonna let you cut that one. And while you're cutting that, I'm gonna be putting these on our tray. And we're gonna keep them separated. Now this is a I'm not gonna put them all on here because actually we'd be doing this in the oven, but we're doing it on a toaster oven here.
I've never used this.
Yeah, you'll be fine. And they don't have to be perfect. That's the cool thing about it, is they don't have, that's perfect right there. Yeah. Now I'm gonna let you put those on this other end. Just about half of them.
How'd you get them on there?
I used your
Just scrape it
idea,
on there?
what you do with your vegetables.
Oh, okay. I didn't see you do.
I got that idea from you. Because that's what you do with your vegetables.
Yes.
And then we'll just cut these up. And we'll get these cut up. Now what's fun about these right here is because you could once you cook these, you can throw them all in a baggie and just, you can eat salt, you can eat sweet. Like this right here. Doesn't have to be perfect. Just be whatever. Okay. And then we're going to take this right here. This is our buttered one. We're going to put that in the middle so we can keep up with it. Oh, now these right here. You'll be a lover when you get done. I swear. Well, I don't swear, but I promise. Okay. And then, but we would have this on a big cooking sheet, kind of flatten them out a little bit. And then we would take them. You're good right there, Mom. And we're just going to throw them in the oven. And we're going to bake them at 12 minutes at 350. And then at 12 minutes, you're going to take them out and stir them. And then you're going to put them in for another 4 to 5 minutes or until the crunchy that you would like to have. And these are very low cal, low carb, and they're delicious. And they're so much fun to make. And you can use all kinds of stuff. You don't even have to, you can use garlic or anything like that. So while those are cooking, we will work out together. So grab your weights, get in your chair, and let's move. But first, watch what we are doing at the gym with 2 participants in wheelchairs.
And here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Coming out. 1, 2, 3. In. 2, 2, 3. In. 3, 2, 3. In. 4, 2, 3. In. One more. 5, 2, 3. Punching it out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1 to 20, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Coming up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and we know. Go. 1, 2, 4 to 20, 3,
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good job. Wow. That was... I will tell you what, you do not know what it's like to go to the gym with 2 people in wheelchairs. But we are making it work. And I hope that you enjoyed that video, because we got out in the pouring rain the other night just to go to the gym, and getting 2 people out of the house, into the building, back out, back to the house in wheelchairs in the downpour was really something. So, but it was a whole lot of fun, and we really got a lot done. So what now I would just like for you, if you're sitting in your chair and you've got any kind of weight, it doesn't matter what kind. Now Mama right here, she's got these little 1 pound weights right here. And what these are little 1 pound weights that you can put in a wrist or an ankle weight thing, and you can add weight as you go. But I just gave her these little dudes right here, and so we're just going to work out. So if you will sit in your chair, grab your little weight, and we're just going to do like 5 reps of whatever we do. So just follow along if you will, and here we go. And Mom, we're just going to go up and down, and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. There you go. And now we're going to come up like this. 1, 2,
She's
3.
got
There
this
you go. 4. And we're going to do 5. Do 10, 6, 7, 8. Good. 9. And then we're going to go both arms at the same time. Up. 1. We're going to do 5. 2, 3, 4, and 5. And at the gym, I hold my legs out like this because I can't work my legs out because everybody's in the wheelchair. So everybody holds their legs out like this because they can't step on their feet. So that's what, because Jerry doesn't have a foot, and Tammy tore her foot out again. So we're just kind of that way. So Tammy's back in the wheelchair, and so now we're going to do just like a punch, push forward and back, and push forward and back, and push forward, push forward, push forward. And we're going to do one more. And there you go. And thank you, Mama, for coming today and sharing so much. Thank you for working out with me. That was really a whole lot of fun. And I just want to thank you for being here. And I can't wait to see you again on the set.
I had fun.
Thank you. Well, we want to thank you for joining us tonight. And please tell your friends to go to YouTube and type in at It's Me Versus Me TV. And it will pull you right to our little man trying to get up. Looks like this guy back here. And also, if you're interested in becoming a participant, please go to www.itsmeversusme.tv website and message me. If you don't live in this area in Paris, Tennessee, please know that we can correspond virtually and have our workouts by Zoom or live. Plus, I can help you find a Staiku scanner in your area for your scans. Now, you don't have to be on the show, but we can help you even if we don't have you on the show. But we can do Zoom, and those are great. And just saying, that's what we could do. So until next Sunday night at 8 p.m., every Sunday night at 8 p.m., please stay focused, stay positive, and keep moving. And bye-bye. The struggle is real. It's me versus me. The struggle is real.